All right, guys, welcome back to the Real South Africa. We have an amazing show today. We got Kareesha Springer here, and she's returned back to America. Check it out. All right, guys, this is Mark Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. And of course, beside me at all times is...
At all times, Latasha Blanton, the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism.
All right, guys, and today we're going to have an amazing time with you guys. I'm super happy that we got a guest that has been with us before. But she won't go away. She just won't. But anyway,
she's even coming back again. She loves us, and we love her too.
So what's happening is we want to talk to some of our people who's been with us before, and now they're back at home. So they had their first impression, in her case, second impression, third impression, trying to get a fourth impression. But what happens when they go home?
Yes.
And they're back at home, and they're like back in the greatest country in the world, America, or at least that's what they keep saying. And I'm just going to go with it because I have a blue passport. So we're going to chat with her to get her ideas of, what it's like, and maybe, there could be some remorse there as well. We're not really sure, but we're going to find out. Of course, that long flight going back to the United States is absolutely incredible. But lately, we've been doing very well on our side. There are plenty of people who are coming to South Africa to have their first experiences, and I'm so happy that they've been trusting us to make their experience, at least tolerable, at less
memorable.
Oh, I say tolerable.
Memorable.
Yeah. Now we've been doing a pretty good job, and I think there's a lot of people coming to South Africa, a lot of people of color, or some people that will call us African Americans, or whatever you choose, Black Americans. We want you guys to have that first experience in South Africa, and we want it to be very nice. So we go through all the bells and whistles. So when you do arrive, it's like, for example, you land at the airport and you got your little sign and it has your name on it, and that matters. Everything matters. So that's kind of what we do, and we know there's a big movement of people who are looking at South Africa and Africa as a place where they can land either as a tourist or possibly move here. So everything is happening, but it all begins with a trip. It all begins with you coming here for the first time, seeing it for yourself. And you guys have heard me say this time and time before. And the reason why I say that is because there are people that are like, I don't want to do all that. I just want to come and move. And then they get here and they realize that they probably should have came on a trip. They probably should have,
Oh, you're being so polite.
I know.
They crash and burn.
Oh, she says they crash and burn, and they didn't have to, but I understand they were impatient because they really wanted to maybe get out of a different situation. And I truly understand that. That wasn't our case when we came. We came because it was a different time. It was, I think, Barack Obama was the president, and things were going okay. We was doing very well for ourselves as entrepreneurs, but we just came to South Africa, obviously because of my job at the time, and we fell in love with South Africa and the culture itself and the people and all the good things that you hear people saying. So we wanted to make it part of our lives. And so once we made it part of our lives, we weren't willing to let it go. And we realized that, we looked at our old passports, and it was like every stamp pretty much was South Africa, in and out, South Africa, in and out. And then there was like one lonely Bahamas one over there.
It was just
one lonely Bahamas one over there. And we went there because it was like the last second, a little trip. So funny. And we went over there. When we got to Bahamas, we landed on the beach, and we were like, oh, man. Well, that's what she was saying. I was saying, man, I said, I can't wait to get to South Africa. So there was that one Bahama stamp. It's sad. You should see it. It's a sad little stamp. But the rest
you don't even have that passport.
I know, right? I know. I think the only thing I have on my passport now is Namibia and Mozambique.
Yeah.
I got Namibia and Mozambique. But pretty much everything else is South Africa, heavy. Yeah. So without further ado, we're going to bring her to the stage. She's going to be nervous, right? So y'all give her
a round of applause for
this one.
Kareesha.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's not the best outside. It's very cold, and it's about to snow as we speak. So,
Where
but
are you
other
at
than
again?
that, I'm in New York.
Oh, you're in New York. That's right.
Oh, you're in
That's
the big city. Everybody wants to go to New York. Like everybody.
Everybody wants to be in New York. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I think but New York is a nice city.
It is.
Right?
I mean, I do enjoy it. I love the hustle and bustle things. It's a lot, but I enjoy it. I do. Yeah.
wonderful.
So was you out there for the New Year's? Was you at the ball dropping and all that, or you was watching Dick Clark's rocking New Year's Eve on TV?
Does she even know who Dick Clark is?
No.
I watch the New Year's ball drop every year. I feel like I do know that guy. You just no, I'm not good with names.
You know that guy. Oh
I'm
God.
not good. I'm not good with names.
I know you know Ron Seacrest. So.
Yes, that's
See?
yes.
Yeah. Ron took over
See?
from Dick.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
We are clicking off. I'm
We-
clicking off. There we go. That I'm comfortable now. You don't know who Dick Clark is? Oh,
No, she says she thinks she does.
I'm pretty sure I do. I'm just not good at knowing names. Faces. Boom.
okay.
Excellent.
We'll let you off that hook.
Okay.
But she will find another hook to hang herself.
She will.
I promise.
She will. So people have seen you on our channel before, and I want to thank you for the video you did on us. You guys can find that video on her channel as well, which I will get her to repeat for me one more time.
Healing Daily to Live.
Healing
Yeah,
Daily
that's
to
it.
Live.
Yeah.
It's a YouTube channel. She did an interview of Mark and I when she was here with us just recently in November. And if you guys remember the first interview I did with her, she was actually with us in September. So she went home for a few weeks and then came right back in November. So I don't want to talk about the differences between the two experiences because they were two very different experiences. So I know that already. But how have things been since you've been back? Because you really have spent the last quarter of the year basically in Africa, and you've only been back in America for like, what, 2 months maybe?
Yeah, I guess a short amount of time compared to when I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. So how have things been?
Well, excuse me, things have been different. My mindset has definitely changed. Just working at my job, I fly a lot. I see a lot of travelers. Before it was very just like mundane and I don't know, going through the motions. And now I just have so much excitement because South Africa just can't leave my mind. Like everything that I got to experience there and see, and just people that really care and love and want to know your story. And it's something that's like etched in my heart now. Like I can't like break away from it. I'm always thinking about it, and honestly it like making me like a better person. Not that I'm a bad person, but it just makes me it reminds me to be more patient with people while I'm at work, and just be in the moment, be present, not thinking so much about the future. But at the same time, I'm always on your YouTube channel looking at your videos. It makes me think about the future and just like focus on what I need to do for the present so that I can be in South Africa like I want. And but it's definitely changed my mindset. It's given me more of a positive outlook on life and understanding like what path I'm supposed to be following.
Okay.
Wow, that's interesting. So basically, you're becoming more South African every day.
Yeah, for sure. Every day.
Now, when you say it made you become more patient, I don't see you as an impatient person to begin with, but what ways would you say you've become more patient?
More patient in like when you're at work and you have those type of passengers that may do like certain things that you already know they're about to do. Instead of like going ahead of them and trying to speak before them, being present in the moment, allowing them to be upset maybe over their travel experience, allowing them to vent at you, even though you know you can't fix the problem. Before I got into a rut of just like not caring, in the beginning, I cared, of course, but then I got into a good rut of just like, I don't care anymore, just straight to the point. And then being in South Africa, I mean, they genuinely love you. They genuinely care for you. They want to get your bags for you. I'm like, let me just get my bags. And they're like, no, you're not letting me do my job. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Let me do my job. And it's just simple stuff like that. And it, in those type of moments, it just made me think like, you know, be in the moment, let them, you know, the lady with the baby, like help her out, you know, the elderly, help them out. I'm not saying that I don't, it's just be more present. Stop thinking about, oh, I'm just ready to get to my layover because we had such a long day and I'm over this. It's just like, no, let it not be in the moment. And it's making me more happy because I'm making other people happy by them making me happy. And it's because, I just have a goal in mind. And yeah.
Do you feel like it feels like you're being more compassionate as well too?
I feel like it. Yeah, for sure. It's opening up that part. I guess I closed off for a while because just feeling like it was going to be like this forever and not really knowing, you know, the end result or not really seeing the clear ending of how it could be better for me. So, yeah.
So you have an idea of what you want it to look like for you? Like, tell me a little bit about what you think it should look like for you now.
I mean, now when you had initially interviewed me and said, you know, I made myself confused by going to Cape Town, Durban, and Joburg and Vic Falls. Later on, you know, I thought about it, talking to God and everything, and He was like, you know, that didn't make you confused. That set you up to let you see that you don't have to be stationary. You don't have to just choose one place, that you have way more opportunities and even outside of South Africa. So the continent, of course, that's what I want is the continent. But you don't have to just close your mind and think like once you find one place, that's it. Now you need to make your community, that's it. Like, no, it doesn't have to be like that. Like you could be free, you know.
I love that.
She said free.
She said free. Ding, 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 ding.
And so when you say you could be free, you kind of is it just the travel itself, or do you think it was the time that you spend with us here in South Africa that made you come to these conclusions?
I think both. I mean, seeing your journey and the way that, from what I can see, I mean, I haven't seen everything, but just seeing how you guys interact, being able to see Black love, being able to see Black people in the community that care for one another, love one another, not grudgingly getting by, but like enjoying themselves. I think all of that played a part.
Okay. That's interesting. So tell me, how was it when you okay, here you are this last time, we're gonna make it simple.
Yeah.
And it was time for you to actually go home and to get on the plane. And I think because when you left, you didn't leave by yourself. There were other people that were leaving with you, right?
Yes.
Like what was happening? Tell us what happened at the airport, because we wasn't there.
I was a group of us. We sort of stuck together, but I'm a loner. At the end of the day, if you know me, you know that I'm a loner. But I kind of got back to the group once we got to the gate. I was sitting next to Cynthia and looking at a book that I think Angela had recommended, like a home book of just how to decorate and stuff. And I think we had load shedding too before we left.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time I ever even experienced it. I mean, never experienced it before. So, and it wasn't that long either, but it was kind of straight to the point. We didn't go out to a restaurant or anything together like that. I would say like leaving, it didn't really hit me till I landed into New York, I think, while I was on the plane, because it was like, I finally realized this was like go time. Like this was like, I have to like get it together. Like whatever plan it is that I'm trying to do, like it's like go time. Like I have to stick to it. It's not about if I feel like it or not. It's like, I need to be on it. It was a bittersweet, but at the same time, I just know I'm coming back. I know I'm supposed to be there. So.
All right.
So you went back motivated for the most part.
For sure, I went back motivated completely.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because, you know, if you didn't have that motivation, obviously, and if you hadn't been here, but let's say you saw videos, and you're like, oh, okay, I wanna move to South Africa, but I'm usually moved to South Africa. If you didn't have these experiences, I mean, you wouldn't be motivated to do anything. Would you agree?
I think it would be less, but at the same time, you're advertising, and it's I don't know. It's like the spirit. I believe in God, that He's moved in His people as well. That in itself, I would move. And if I had the money and everything set up, and the family that I would like to bring, if that could all be set up, I would just go now. So today, I would.
She's like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. I mean, like, guys, I'm about to go to the airport right now. Like, I'm done. Done. Yeah.
Okay, but I still would say it may have helped you because you've been here, and now because like you said, you was motivated when you left, so you've been here several times. It is motivating. The only reason I can say that is because I was telling somebody, I was talking about my old passport. And it just had nothing but stamps on it, and I just kept going back and forth to South Africa. So like, I think you'll be on your fourth trip.
This will be her third
this year. Yeah.
And like I said, I know I got at least, I'm gonna check it, but I know I got at least about a 15 back and forths before we moved here. So every time I just got more motivated to the point to where it was at a tipping point. So I was like, yeah, I know we got this business. Yeah, I know we're making good money. Yeah, I know this. Like, we had everything. And I was like, you know what? Screw all that. We're going to Africa. And we came to Africa. You know, granted, we had to sell our business. We had to, had nice cars at the time. Had to sell those. And it was tough to sell those because those are my babies. But I ended up acquiring new ones here. But yes, going back and forth will get you motivated. So that's what I think.
I'm thinking about the fact that we called you young, and we're just teasing you, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was your age when I came for the first time, 32.
Really? I never thought about
it. I was your age when I came for the first time, and hindsight being 2020, I do know where you are up here. So when you say you're motivated. Not necessarily in a way like I gotta hurry up and get out of here. It's more or less like I know what I'm going to do. I know what my end goal is. I know what I need it to look like. And you start making different decisions. You really you start making different decisions. And we made those decisions to really only spend our time here to get to know the country more. And for you to be embarking on your third visit in less than 12 months. That says a lot about where you are in your head and what it is you expect from yourself in the years to come. So I understand where you are. I really do.
Thank you, Dr. B. Love you.
let me use my memory bank.
Oh God.
No, I just don't remember being 32.
No, you don't.
This can't be that far.
That's true. She was 32 when I brought her, and I can tell you. Let me tell you this little. That I think about it. So I had friends, and I put Tasha in the car, but she sat behind me, and I sat in the front seat. And so I knew what she was going to be doing, right? So I'm up here looking at her over my shoulder, and she's like at the window just looking at
Looking
everything.
crazy.
She's just like, I mean, literally just like, oh my God. And by the time we finished our trip and we were heading back, we did the whole, go through enhanced screening and got on the plane and head back. Yes, now that I think about it, she was just talking about South Africa. She was like, Mark. And of course I was too. I wasn't saying Mark. I was saying Tasha. But we started talking about it heavily. But at least we had each other that we can, we had a shared experience and we talked about it. But yeah. But I was 32. I was 40. Yeah, 42.
At this point, we don't do math.
Yeah.
We don't do math.
And even if I'm a little bit off, I was in my 30s. I was in my early 30s. I know that for sure.
You were basically my age. I believe it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So we're on your team. So what would you say? You smart person and all. These are you a millennial or which one is Gen X?
No, I'm not Gen X.
I don't know what you are.
I'm a millennial. I am a 90s baby, okay?
Yeah, 90s baby.
Okay. So
90s baby.
So what would you say to these 90s babies? Because you see them all the time. You talk to them all the time. And I guess who you collude with. Like what are they saying versus what you're saying? Like how different is it because they didn't have the experience and you have this experience? Are you guys seeing eye to eye, or is
she may not even hang out with 90s babies?
She may. We're about to find out.
I mean, I probably talk to my coworkers more about it because I don't work with the same people. I'm always working with someone new, and usually when I'm comfortable, of course.
Okay.
They find out, oh, this is South Africa girl. I got my flag on my bags and everything. So, that's usually what gets the conversation started too. They see the big 5 pin and all on there and stuff. So
so you just walking around representing.
Just representing. No, but okay, let me see. Usually when I'm talking to somebody around my age, that's my color, they're like, oh my gosh, you really did that. Like, I always wanted to visit Africa. That's so cool. How'd you do it? I always tell them, how I did. And I say, like, go for it, even if it's solo, like, do it. Like, you got this. Usually if they're like another color, they've been there. They've been to Cape Town. So they understand, they understand how Africa already is. And it's not hard convincing my my age group. I think it's just they're already so locked in what they want to do. It's like they know they're supposed to come back to and visit the homeland. They know they're supposed to like do it, but at the same time they have it set up to where they're getting their house in order, they're getting where they're moving, they're getting the whole American dream set up. And I feel like they need something to happen, whatever it is, for it to click that there's something actually better out there than what has always been like shoved down our throats, honestly.
So do they believe you when you tell them that? Like there's something else out there, or how's that going?
To an extent, I think so, but sometimes no. I was talking to this pilot, he was Jamaican, and they have a thing in Joburg helping the kids with learning how to fly. And I guess they went there for a week, but even in his head, he was still thinking like poverty terms. He was still thinking like there's not growth. And I don't know if in their heads they don't want to believe that Africa has more to offer, and so they just shut themselves down from really trying to hear it. Like they'll hear you, but they're not really listening. And that's why I said I think there's something else that has to move them for them to break from this cycle of thinking that it's the American dream. Yeah.
Well, I think if you give them a little South African flag and a big five pen, they will be in.
I tell you, it's all my bags.
Yeah.
Question: when you say that, because you said something that kind of made me wonder. When you say that the pilot, it's like they're so programmed to believe it's one thing, they won't allow themselves to believe a different thing. That's my interpretation, but you may have said it differently. But it sounds like it's hard to undo your thought processes that you've been taught.
Yeah.
Even if he came here, he still wasn't looking for quote unquote this South Africa. He was looking for the one that he had been fed.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect way of saying it.
Yeah, because I think a lot of us, even us African Americans, we come here looking for the South Africa that we've been fed, and obviously South Africans don't know that. They don't know.
They don't even know what we're looking for.
Yeah, and then we come here looking for the same thing the pilot was looking for, or whoever else. They come here, and they sometimes I think they come to confirm. Yep, there's poverty. Yep, there's this. Yep, there's that, and they pass right by a lot of things that we showed you. They pass right by all the stuff. They look for the familiar stuff, and the stuff that's not familiar to them, they have no clue. And at the same time, that's the South Africa that they need to be looking for. So it could be somebody doing very well, and in the crowd there'll be one person who's not doing well, and they'll focus on that one person. So
yeah,
it's bad.
I think it's more about where your mind is at too. It's like, do you want to be open to it, or do you want to be right? And even though you're not right, you think in your head you're right. It's like, that's how I think of it. It's really your mind. Do you want that new opportunity? Do you see it as an opportunity, or do you just see it as it's just a place that I've never been to, and now I may be forced to go visit because somebody keeps on telling me about it, or I'm just going to go see it because I'm just going to validate what I already know in my head? Like, are you going to take away the preconceived notions and like actually see it for yourself and be in the moment? Yeah.
Well, that's hey, for the 90s babies.
Yeah, 90s babies are something.
90s babies, we were there before the internet and after the internet. Okay, so we know we've been through some stuff. Okay.
But I tell you what, those 90s babies,
well, you know what? They have been through some stuff.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, well, let me ask a very simple question. One question. Do you have an AOL account?
I have a Yahoo.
That's after. I have an AOL account. That's when it was the hottest thing. And my email is
she was
still
like a baby with AOL.
Okay, I remember the dial-up because I remember setting it up for my grandfather when he got it. Okay, so I remember the dial-up computer. I'm legit. Okay, I'm legit.
Okay, we'll let you have it. You doing well for yourself. But no, I think you spoke very eloquently about how people's perceptions are when they do come to Africa. I might say it a little differently, but I think that you get it, and I think those that get it, like for example, the way you said it, there'll be another 30-something-year-old or somebody from the 90s. They will pick it up and be like, yeah, okay, now I know what he's talking about because she said ... But yeah, interesting. So now that you've been here, and you said now you're becoming more South African because you're picking up a little bit of the culture. Would you say? Are you picking up the culture a little bit?
Yes. I mean, I'm still trying to, through my YouTube channel, I'm trying to like learn how to speak isiZulu, and then like by doing that, it's creating a whole little online community. And I feel like that's so cool because now like I'm getting to know people that are on the continent, are from the continent, and that's just connections that I didn't even realize could be made. While I'm still over here trying to work at it. So yeah, I think so, and it's making me want to have more of an interest in the culture and history of South Africa, and understanding where they're at to now in the whole political scheme of things. And yeah, it's like I'm there but not there.
Well, I put it to you like this: it's going to be kind of weird, but people such as myself was like, man, every person that comes here that has let's say I'm going to use a simple number, 60, and they have grown children and male or female grown children. They all keep saying the same thing. Like even on the last real estate tour, all the people who had grown children, come to me privately and say, wow, how did you get your kid here? We want our kid here. We want them to see this. We want them to feel it. We want them to have these experiences because, it's opening their eyes, but they want it for their children.
Yes.
And fortunately, you're their age, the children's age. And so my mind is how amazing would it be that if we had, 90s babies together from South Africa and America, kind of like, meshing, and all. I'm telling you right now, the world would be in
I was
trouble.
gonna say it'll be a world takeover.
Yeah, they would be in trouble because you guys are intelligent, and I know the ones here in South Africa, they're intelligent, and I think together that would be fire. So, with you saying that you're finding that community, you keep coming back and forth, you have that opportunity to come back because you had that blue passport. They have a green passport. You might not understand the difference, but the green one doesn't mean go. It means no.
A lot of places.
Yeah, with the blue one, the blue passports like we have in America, UK, a few other places, you get a lot more ease of travel. So a lot of South Africans would love to come to New York, exactly where you're sitting. Unfortunately, a lot of times they get told no because they have a green passport. So it's good that you take the time to actually get off, just come over, see it for yourself, meet South Africans, and now you see the potential in the relationship. So with that being said, with the 30-year-olds on both sides, what do you see happening if you guys were meeting and talking and communicating more?
I didn't even really think about that, but now that you say it, like, I don't know, we could really do a lot. Create our own like communities, have our own like grocery stores, have our own, I don't know, like so much. Because I want to be self-sufficient as an end game anyway. I want to have land, and being able to go back to that point of investing back into our communities. We're the doctors, we're the ones that we go to, like investing in us, having that whole Black Wall Street over there type deal, and like really thriving in it because we're really for one another, because we're all educated enough. And then, I mean, them with farming, they know agriculture like the back of their hand. Like even like cleaning services, they know how to do all that stuff. It's just putting it into a business format. And I feel like us as the African Americans diaspora, we could help in articulating it, bringing it all together so that they make money for themselves, and then we invest into our community, and it's just like a whole community that is for us, building us up.
Yeah, well, that actually does make a lot of sense because I mean, you're starting to find out, and the rest of your constituency is going to find out that these 30-year-olds here, and 31, 32, 33s, whatever, don't have to actually be 30 on the dot every people have birthdays and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still the same person that they have a lot of that here in spades. They have it a lot. And what you have and what you guys have, and all of us, including me, we have probably the biggest trump card, or big joker, as it all depends on what we're playing, card. We are citizens of America, and we have access to the largest economy in the world, i.e., that we're Americans, and we can, if we have our paperwork together and things squared away, we can actually access capital. Now, you guys are young and you're thinking, okay, well, you got to get 1 million, you got to get 100,000. I mean, sometimes 10K, which sometimes the signature loan from an American bank as an American, yeah, it's just 10K. You come over here with 10K, you can get some things done with some people of your age. First get that loan paid back, then you get another one, and then you get another one, and then let's say there's Kareesha, then there's about 20 other of you guys doing the same thing, and then all of a sudden, a rising tide lifts all boats. And the South Africans, they will be doing their thing. You guys be doing your thing, but you'll be doing it here in South Africa because you can have your own communities because they got family land. They know how to farm. They got access to capital and resources here. They got their tribal chiefs. They got so much going on. But so that's why I think sometimes they don't want you guys or us guys to come together because of the resources that we do have available. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a lot to think about, huh?
It's so much. And I love thinking about it because going there, it puts you in a childlike state. And scripture talks about, being like that, being childlike. And man, it gets you way more excited about life than you ever can be. And that's how it's supposed to be, for things to actually attract to you and for things to actually happen. It's not supposed to be closed off. You're not supposed to be hidden. And a different perspective on life, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's so sweet of you to say without explaining. She's like, it's just but I can feel and I can see like your excitement in general about the possibilities and the opportunities that are here. Like, I feel like you're excited for yourself and what's to come.
Yes, for sure.
So if you can go on a platform and talk to and say, hey, young folk or people of the 90s, even the 2000s, we won't exclude them. Those 80s babies, not so much. They already slipped down the slippery slope. Trust me.
What?
I don't know. I mean, but they have. They're already down there. They're like, somebody please throw me a lifeline. I was like this. I knew I had it. It slipped out of my hands, and here we are.
I love you, 80s babies. I'm not stamping that.
The next time you run into an 80s baby, look at how disheveled they are. You'll know what he's talking about.
But anyway, now I'm just playing kind of. So if you can tell them, say, hey, you know what, guys, maybe we should come to South Africa and let's obviously have a good time if you want to have a good time, but come to South Africa and be a good example. What would you say to these people if you was on a platform and you can have it recorded and have it played on many different television screens across America, meaning that's what's going to happen?
Can you say it one more time? Question. What would I say to them about South Africa?
Yeah.
And how to present themselves, or what to look forward to?
Both.
Yeah, all of that.
For sure.
Okay.
Come to South Africa with an open mind. Come, respecting the culture, respecting the people, and not just coming thinking that, you're American, so that means you're American. Like, don't come that way. Don't come that way. I find that so aggravating when I travel and I see that. Come wanting to give and not take. Come to want to receive, instead of just take, take, take. And at the same time, see the opportunity, just like Mark said. Like, we have the capital, and they know the land. They're from the land. They understand their land, and they have skill sets just like we do. And we can combine those two things. We can get out of having to rely on this system, both them and us. We could rely on one another if we just come together in that sense. Like, even simple thing, you can have your own driver, and by having your own driver, you provide them now their own business and their own opportunity to now flow out of the system that's created to keep them down, and now provide you more of a security and a safety and a freedom to move around the continent with somebody that's trustworthy. Like, it's just simple things like that. Like, you can think of simple things like that, and that's already creating passive income for yourself that you don't have to be there for. It's just, we're smart enough, we can get it. It's just have the open mind and know that it can happen. It can happen if you choose that path and you allow your mind to go there and get away from what has been told to you and experience it for yourself.
Okay, that makes sense. I thoroughly enjoy that. What do you think, Tasha?
Nah, she's smart. I'm excited to see what you're gonna do in these coming years. I really am.
Thank you so much, Dr. V. Thank you so much. Uncle V.
I will tell you this. We've been coming back when we was coming back and forth. One of the inspirations that I had was I used to remember the guy that we used to run into that was applying for the job at the post office or something?
I can't remember.
Anyway, we used to run into people that we was coming back and forth a lot, and they were trying to make it. Young people, they're young, and they were trying to make it. And so we would come back, we would leave for 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, kind of like yourself. And then we would come back.
Never gone for 6 months.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It was.
I'm like that. I'm like, whoa.
Well, I didn't have my passport in front of me to verify,
yeah.
So I just came up with a solid number I could defend.
Okay,
great. Now that I did that, we used to see them, and they were progressing like this.
Every
time you turn around, they was doing something else. Oh, so how's your so-and-so? No, I left that. I started my own business. Oh, okay, great. Can you help me? Okay, give me some advice. And I would talk to them about entrepreneurship because I was an entrepreneur. And then I would leave, and then I would see them again when I come back. And I'm talking about just running into them. And they're like, oh yeah, I did what you said. Now I'm here. I'm doing this. I got a few people that work for me now. And now we're doing this. So over the years, I've seen that so much, especially from young people, but even people in my generation, 60s babies. Woo. Yeah, it's us guys. Anyway, and I've even seen them come up. I've seen people. It's like everybody's just coming up if they're trying. But then again, I look at our generation, earlier, generations that are of the same generations in the States, and it's a very slow come up, very slow. And a lot of people are deflated and they don't really have any motivation, kind of like what you spoke about before. But then you came to South Africa and you got motivated. I got a lot of that motivation too, to the point to where we came here and we're entrepreneurs. What are we going to do? Everybody wanted me to use my skill set because I was U.S. Secret Service. And I could have made a ton of money because they're like, oh, can you come train our people? Can you show us how to do this, and this? And there's only one of me in the country. Literally, there's only one guy who used to be U.S. Secret Service who knows exactly how it all works and da. And but we ran across some people that were my age that were literally like, this is how tourism works. This is how it works. And that's when you say, well, you do a lot of marketing, you do a lot of this, you do a lot of that. A lot of it came from a South African who taught me how to do it. And then when I look at a good friend of mine, his name is Jay Cameron, doing stuff in Ghana. And he's like, well, because of Mark, you showed me. I'm like, yeah. So now we're bringing all these Americans and giving them opportunities to come view Africa, even though he does Ghana and I'm down here in South Africa. You know, he texts me, hey, how's it going? I text him how it's going. But a South African taught me how to do tourism that I didn't know. I had no clue. I thought just doing trips. Nah, we do tourism. And it's a different thing. And that's why some people are coming here with us and they're getting, being part of the, like basically where you are, you want to learn more versus what you said earlier. Oh, I just went because another friend went, or I felt peer pressure, so I went, and they got nothing because they just came on a trip. We don't do trips, we do tourism. And so I think, again?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, tourism. And I think, you know, once other Americans, Black Americans in particular, start interfacing with these South Africans, I'm telling you, your whole life is going to change, and yours is changing now. And that's why I said earlier, you are becoming more South African every single day. Got your little flag, you look at it every day, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, got your pen. You probably got some
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Because I was gonna say there's still like that disconnect, you know, when people ask you where you're from, and you always have to say I'm from the States, and then it's like, oh, you know, you're from like Ohio and stuff, and it's like I kind of don't want to have to say that anymore because, you know, I'm not really from here, even though I was born here and part of my ancestry is here. It's like I am from there, and I want to be able to say that like so many other people get to say, like, you know, they're from Ireland or Germany and the Caribbean, but even they are from Africa. It's just like I want to be able to say that without having to explain myself. I should be able to say that because, you know, that's where I'm from. It shouldn't have to be like, you know, Ohio or Iowa. Like, no, I want to be able to say finally that I'm from Africa.
And you will say it because we went to Switzerland in June of last year now, 2024. And of course we run into people, we're in touristy areas, and they asked us, they said, where are you guys from? And we said Johannesburg. We kept saying Johannesburg, South Africa, Johannesburg, South Africa. And then there would be that one person who just won't take no for an answer. And they say, no, where you from? Because they hear our accent. And I say, I'm from Johannesburg. Yep. I earned it.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So it is what it is. Do you have any questions of us, Kareesha, before we get off the phone?
Yes, that's all the questions in her interview. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I would like to say that you guys are amazing and you guys keep me so motivated, and I just love all the opportunities that you are creating for us African Americans over here, and you guys keep doing your thing. I know you do a lot that you don't show, but from what you see on the outside, you guys do it with such elegance, and love each other so much. And I know relationships have all their issues and stuff, but I love just looking back on the video that I got to do, because like seriously set the standard for myself, you know, for the future and what to look for. And you guys are just amazing. And I'm so blessed that I got to meet you and got to experience with the tours that you give people. It's great. And I love what's to come too. I'm just so excited. And thank you for all the connections that you allowed us to have through the real estate tour, because still being able to keep in contact with them, even if it was more like, you know, I'm back in South Africa. I love it so much. Love it.
Absolutely. Well,
Awesome.
we appreciate it. And, it's a labor of love, as they say, or I might say something else, but I won't. It's a labor of love. It really is. And like I said, we're happy that you're having these experiences. And I would say to you this, you know, we appreciate the flowers that you're giving now, because there are people in my life that I didn't give flowers to back then. And I distinctly remember back in, it was this one boss I had back in 1991. You can believe it or not. And
she's like, I wasn't even.
Yeah.
I wanted to go there, but I didn't.
And I sent him a message a few years ago. I found him on Instagram. I found him, and he's an older gentleman now at this point, and he just said thank you for letting an old soldier know that you remember me. And I was like, I could not remember him because he was so incredible, but I was so far down the totem pole that I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But then when I now I'm much older, and he was still alive, and I sent him a message, and white guy, amazing guy, he was incredible. And I patterned some of the things that I do to this day off of how he operated, because I was just a private. I just looked at him. I was like, wow, this guy's incredible. And so one day somebody's going to look at you the same, or somebody at work you're going to probably assist, and you're going to do it from the Ubuntu perspective, from an African perspective, and they're going to say thank you. And it feels good when somebody says, I see you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Well, we appreciate you coming on and sharing this content. Hopefully we'll get it out, and so people can meet you and
Thank you.
this video and so forth. Is there anything else you want to say? Are you good?
I think I'm good. I'm excited to be back in July. So, and maybe if I can come back sooner, I'll figure it out. But
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. See you guys soon. Love you guys.
Bye.
All right, guys, that was amazing. We had a young lady on our channel, Kareesha. She's been with us before. She absolutely enjoys South Africa, as you guys see. And you young folk, give your old folk an opportunity to make you happy, because a lot of the people that we bring, not all, but some are in their 50s and 60s. And one thing, once they've come, they want to, what's the word I want to say? They want their children, because you are their children, to see what they just saw and just have that experience. So we'll give them a break and just come on a tour, or invite your parents on this tour, because I'm trying to tell you, coming to South Africa is very eye-opening, as you just saw. What do you say, Tasha?
I would say, you can hear other people's testimonies, but I think the most important testimony will be your own. So definitely come. I'm not saying you got to bring everybody, but people that you feel like need to have certain types of experiences or deserve to have certain types of experiences, then those are the ones that need to be here. Those are the ones that have worked hard, that have raised you, that have done all the things they're supposed to do, and they're still, give them their flowers now. Like we just talked to Kareesha, and she's giving us our flowers now. So if you have the opportunity, you need to give people their flowers while you can.
Okay, guys. So we're going to leave it here. But like I said, we'll see you as you look below. There's our website. Go to our website and go ahead and book your trip to South Africa. But as we like to say, we will see you in sunny South Africa. Blanton, and this is
Dr. Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism.
And we have amazing packages to Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. So we would like to see you guys here. All you have to do is just go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and we'll make sure that your trip here is amazing.
See you here in sunny South Africa.
All right, guys, join us in South Africa on this special tour that we're putting together for you guys. Those of us who like great spas, luxe experiences, great food, great venues, like top-notch everything, this tour is for you. They're not too different than our regular tours that we normally do to Johannesburg, Cape Town, but this one is going to be extra special because you're going to get a chance to meet the chefs. You're going to get a chance to, just chill out. And of course, there's going to be a lot of shopping involved. So just go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and you too could be chilling in South Africa. And if you've never been to South Africa or you've never been to Africa, well, this is the perfect time for you to book that trip to make sure everything is taken care of, because we take care of your transportation, we take care of your hotels, your lodging, we take care of all your venues where you're going to eat. I mean, this is a no-brainer. It's the easiest way to travel, and to travel proper is to have everything selected for you, sorted, so you can have an amazing time. So all I can say is book this trip, and of course, go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and you're going to have the most amazing time possible. See you in sunny South Africa. All right, guys, the real estate tour for 2025, it has been set. We're going to Durban. Durban is amazing, as you can see. A lot of coastal villages, a lot of coastal property that you're going to be able to see right there on the Indian Ocean. We're going to be having a lot of events while you guys are there. Just like the 2024 trip, they were surprised of how organized and how well it was, and that they had access to property, and you're going to be able to have access to property as well. So if you ever thought about having property in sunny South Africa, this is your chance. I would say book this trip immediately, come through. Of course, we have payment plans and so forth. And of course, we have a lot of content on our YouTube channel talking about what they did in 2024 and in 2023 and in 2022. So I would say, for you guys that are interested, come to sunny South Africa Real Estate Tour.
Imagine a place where your history comes alive and your future unfolds. Welcome to South Africa, where Black excellence meets natural wonder. From the vibrant streets of Johannesburg to the sun-kissed beaches of Durban, a journey of discovery awaits. The Real South Africa Travel and Tourism understands your journey. Because it's our journey too, we've curated experiences that speak to the Black American soul, ensuring your trip is not just a vacation, but a homecoming. From safaris that bring you face-to-face with majestic wildlife, to wine tours in the lush Cape winelands, we offer adventures that cater to every taste and interest. So why are Black Americans flocking to South Africa? Because here we don't just visit, we belong. Book your unforgettable journey today with the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. Discover your roots, embrace your future. The Real South Africa awaits.
All right, guys, this is Mark Edward Blanton from the Real South Africa. And guess what? Our visa services is back. We're going to be helping you guys with visas, because we all know that it can be problematic to get a visa here in the Republic of South Africa. So what we have done, we partnered with a big company that will assist us, and we've checked them out. We recommend that their services are very, very proper. Of course, we go with proper here in the Republic of South Africa, and they can assist you. So if you have questions about, do I qualify for a visa, then that's when we have our consult. You get a consult with these guys. They will literally go through everything with you. And my expectations is for you to ask all the questions that you need to ask, so you will know exactly which way to proceed. So they work in every arena of immigrations. So it would definitely help us who are looking to migrate to the Republic of South Africa. And all I can say is, first, come on a trip, of course. And once you come on a trip, then you will be motivated to do all the work that needs to happen for you guys to come to South Africa properly. So all I can say is, this is a great team. This is a great situation. All I can say is, again, reach out to us at outreach@therealsouthafrica.com. We will respond to you, and then you'll get an email, and then the process has began. Okay, so we will see you guys here properly in sunny South Africa.
South Africa has partnered with the firm to give you more options for payment. Please visit our website to find out more.
Do yourself a favor. Come to South Africa. Come to the Kruger and enjoy what is meant for you to enjoy. Look at this environment. Can't you see yourself enjoying yourself right here with the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism? Well, we can make it possible, and we could do this for you today. Go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and book, and you'll be part of something like this, something very special, something you can tell your friends and families that you did. And yes, this is Africa. This is the Africa that they do not want you to see, but we're going to show it to you, and we're going to make it available. And yes, we've been there ourselves, and we feel that this is the best experience that you can actually have here in the Republic of South Africa. So come here on safari with us. And of course, visit our website, therealsouthafrica.com. All right, guys, welcome to the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. We are a travel company based in Johannesburg. However, we can get you to Durban because look at what you're looking at. Isn't that amazing? Can't you imagine yourself just hanging out here for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days? I'm trying to tell you, you're probably not going to want to leave like a lot of our guests from the past. However, all you have to do to come here is reach out to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and you can come and enjoy and see what South Africa is really about. There's so much here, so much to do between the beaches, between the culture, between the food and everything else. And of course, the people here in South Africa, in this place called Durban. We will see you here in sunny South Africa. It is time for a vacation, and where else would you want to go? Look at South Africa as one of the premier destinations in the world. We have Cape Town, we have Johannesburg, and of course we have Durban, and of course some of the best attractions in the world. We offer 5-star experiences here in South Africa, and of course the cultural side of South Africa as well. Contact us now here at The Real South Africa.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.